order. Right over to the meeting of allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right, thank you everyone for coming. Any unfinished business? None. Okay, so we'll move on to the Sheriff's Department, and we'll consider a motion to eliminate one full-time deputy sheriff. Is there a motion?
So.
Yeah, thank you. And second. Any discussion?
If I'm able to, sir.
Please.
Just a few. Bear with me, it is a lengthy one. I am very passionate about this, so there's some different things. It's mostly just gonna be me reading a letter. I do have a couple questions, but I just want to state my feelings and everything. First off, on June 19th, 2025, Commissioner North sent an email out to all elected officials that the second quarterly salary board meeting was canceled due to no pending business. The next scheduled salary board was scheduled to take place in September. On Friday, July 20th, 2025, Commissioner North sent an email to all elected officials stating that it turns out that we do have a couple of salary board issues to address. I was previously already scheduled off work on July 25th, 2025, and was only made aware of this email by another employee. This provided one business day for me to prepare for an extra scheduled salary board meeting. The first question I have is, why was this new salary board meeting suddenly scheduled? I would ask Commissioner Zach.
Why the salary board together?
Yes, for today.
Well, it was going to be last week, but you were out of town. So the expectation was you'd be back in town this week.
Why did the commissioners never schedule a date or time to speak with me about the sheriff's office staff and if it's such a sudden issue?
Our opportunity to discuss it.
May 21st, 2025, one open position for the deputy sheriff became available due to a new hire resigning after 3 months of employment due to personal reasons. On June 20th, 2025, another deputy sheriff position became available due to the sudden retirement and resignation. The one open position of deputy sheriff was filled with a new hire starting July 28th, 2025. This current hire will still leave one vacant position of deputy sheriff available. I'm very selective in my hiring process due to all the legal requirements and the other factors that I must obey. I'm required by law to send any new hire for the position of deputy sheriff to the Pennsylvania Sheriff's Academy within 1 year of hire. The academy is held at Pennsylvania State University and State College. The deputy sheriff must first pass a physical fitness test prior to even being admitted to the academy that is set by the state standards. The academy takes 19 weeks to complete, with the deputy sheriff attending classes on every weekday. The deputy sheriff must also pass the physical fitness test and at the end of the academy with more stricter standards to achieve the certification. This academy is very time consuming and also requires financial obligations for the county. These are just some of the factors of why I'm very selective on hiring for the position of deputy sheriff. I want every new hire of the deputy sheriff position to make a career out of the Jefferson County Sheriff's Office. The Sheriff's Office provides all service to the Court of Common Pleas and all 3 magisterial district judges in Jefferson County. The Sheriff's Office serves all warrants, including district attorney, probation, magistrate, domestic relations. The Sheriff's Office also serves all civil from the Court of Common Pleas and all 3 magisterial district judges. Along with these duties, the Sheriff's Office assists all state and local police departments when requested. Eliminating one deputy sheriff position will create even more dangerous conditions for these deputies for performing their daily work tasks. The elimination of a position will force deputies to have to work alone and without a partner due to the lack of staffing and the need to complete all the daily tasks. In the year of 2024, there were 167 line of duty deaths. Right now, in the year of 2025, there have been 48 line of duty deaths. According to the Bureau of Labor Statistics, sheriff's deputies and other law enforcement personnel face a higher risk of injury compared to other occupants. This is due to the unpredictable, varied, and often physical nature of the law enforcement duties. From the International Association of Chiefs of Police, being a law enforcement officer has routinely been ranked as one of the most dangerous jobs. On average, sustaining 30,900 injuries a year that require at least 1 day of work away from work. They have found there is a strong correlation between increased officer injuries and understaffing. I ask you to strongly consider reassessing the elimination of positions in my office, creating a staff shortage and decreasing the safety of the deputies. Reducing the number of sheriff deputies on duty increases the risk of the job for several reasons. Slower backup response. Fewer deputies mean longer response times for backup during emergencies, leaving officers vulnerable and dangerous in situations. Increased workload. Deputies may be stretched thin across larger areas or more calls, leading to fatigue, slower reaction times, and decreased situation awareness, all of which increase the likelihood of mistakes and injuries. Reduced patrol coverage. With fewer officers available, criminals may feel emboldened, and deputies may be forced to respond to more volatile or unpredictable situations along with or limited support. Less time for training and strategy. A smaller force may struggle to allocate time for critical training or tactical preparation, compromising their ability to safely de-escalate or handle high-risk encounters. IACP has found LEOs, law enforcement officers trained in arrest procedures, tactics, and those with more years of service sustain less severe injuries. I currently find and provide training for my deputies to ensure their safety. Taking away manpower will only force me to decrease time allotted for training, thus increasing their chances of injuries. Isolation. Deputies working alone or in remote areas may face dangerous encounters without immediate assistance. Increase in vulnerability to ambush or assault. The National Law Enforcement Officer Memorial Fund has highlighted the increased risk officers face relating to staff shortages. Fatalities increased 25% in 2024 compared to 2023. Of the 52 firearm fatalities in 2024, 8 occurred while attempting to make an arrest, and 8 occurred while serving warrants/civil papers or evictions. So far in 2025, five firearm fatalities have occurred or making an arrest, and 2 occurred while serving warrants and civil papers or an eviction. I am not comfortable putting my deputies' lives at higher risk by having less staff. Mental well-being. Mental health is a critical concern for sheriff deputies who face unique stressors due to the nature of the work. They often deal with high-risk situations, trauma, public scrutiny, and the emotional toll of enforcing the law. Supporting their mental well-being is essentially not only for them, but also effective for community policing. Due to understaffing, PTO requests might have to be denied, leading to deputy burnout. This will affect their mental well-being. Being overworked and frustrated will lead to more risk and decreased deputy safety. Understanding in sheriff departments significantly impacts the mental health of deputies, creating a dangerous cycle of burnout, reduced morale, and increased turnover. This leads to chronic fatigue, disrupts sleep, and lack of time to recover from family life. Consistently operating in survival mode can emotionally be exhausting and detrimental. Deputies can feel guilt or helplessness for not being able to respond adequately due to staffing limitations. Fewer coworker means reduced peer support. Tensions rise within the team due to overlapping responsibilities and resource shortages. Staff feels abandoned by leadership. Understaffing doesn't stress the system. It breaks the people holding it together. There are no more working business hours. The Sheriff's Office is the second largest operating law enforcement agency behind the Pennsylvania State Police, providing services to the citizens of Jefferson County. When looking at jurisdiction, the Sheriff's jurisdiction had the second highest number of deaths, with 38 deputies killed in 2024 and 14 deputies' lives lost in 2025. I am not comfortable putting my deputies at greater risk and providing a disservice to our Jefferson County citizens by having lack of staff. Right now, all law enforcement agencies are having a record number of open positions and turnover rate. Jefferson County alone has multiple open positions in different offices, yet no positions are being taken away. Why are these positions not being eliminated? Why are new positions being created in other departments? Does eliminating positions in other offices have a direct connection to the safety or the county safety? Elimination of a deputy not only decreases the safety of my deputies, but also the safety of all county employees and visitors. If this is a matter of saving money, why are expensive computer programs being purchased? Should we consider the allocation of these funds to support our current staff before cutting positions as a mean to save? We are head of security. Decrease in staff not only affects our office, but the entire county. Are you willing to compromise our citizens' safety? I feel that eliminating one deputy sheriff position will only hurt the sheriff's office and the citizens of Jefferson County. Overall, decreasing the number of sheriff's deputies compromises their safety by reducing support, increasing stress and exposure, and limiting the department's ability to operate effectively in high-risk environments. I ask you consider the discussion before voting to eliminate positions. Consider these deputy spouses, their children, and families who will be forced to live without them if they die in the line of duty. Are their lives worth saving $16.80 an hour, $34,944 annually by eliminating deputy position? To me, this shouldn't even be a question. Please take the previous discussed statistics that increase risk of deputies and the safety of all employees and visitors into consideration when you vote today. All their lives matter. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Sheriff. Any comments? Questions?
Yeah, I guess I do, since I don't get involved in the discussions on the back end here when you guys are talking about doing these things. Is this because of money that we're cutting the position?
Well, what are the scope and duties of the sheriff's department?
It's security for the county,
They're the security
for the county offices and
the office.
all over the county, you know, being a, I'm gonna say, have your sex or whatever you wanna say, you know, helping different situations all around the county.
And what other tasks do we ask the sheriff's department to perform?
Right now, I'm not sure what, because you've cut so many of them out of the tasks that they were supposed to have done. Like, so many of them been cut out, the things that they were supposed to do,
Like, what did we cut from it?
doing extraditions and all that kind of stuff, been cut from their budget. It's from another source, but
I would just say this, our responsibility is number one is the safety of the county employees and all citizens of Jefferson County. We provide all civil service, we provide all transports for the county. That's the main focus of the Jefferson County Sheriff's Office and all sheriffs across Pennsylvania. I'm not here to say about what's happened in the past with extraditions or anything like that. I know what my office is responsible for doing, and that is what we provide, is the security and the safety for everybody. Any citizen and even outsiders who come in to visit Jefferson County, that's a responsibility.
And I certainly would join and acknowledge you in the point you made about the quality of people you have in the sheriff's department. You have good people in the sheriff's department.
I'm blessed.
We're grateful for them and to them. Another issue to consider is that, borrowing Jim's point, that some of those duties have changed. And most recently added to that is that because of the staffing levels, we've had to assign postings to another department. The issue that I have to balance that against is that the people, the county, they're taxed for that. We tax them for that service has had to be assigned to another department, understanding it's not your fault you had vacancies, but we should only tax the people for a service once.
And my comment is, first off, we're not responsible for serving tax papers. Nowhere in the law does it say that. We took that on a few years ago as a courtesy to the county. We also did not receive payment for 2 years for doing it. Never got credited to my budget. I checked on that. Second worst is, I had to say no to you about doing the tax papers because I do not feel comfortable as a leader of my department that we were capable of getting the job done with 600 and some postings in a quality way of doing it, serving the citizens, on top of transports being short-staffed. See, this is where I have a problem with being short-staffed. I made a point to you guys that I have to not be able to do one of my jobs that I'd like to do is help the county out. And then I'm being turned around in an eliminating position. It makes no sense to me when I'm crying and asking for staffing or to fill positions. But yet, just because I chose not to do the tax papers because I thought it was injustice of myself to do, or the deputies because I did not feel we could get it done in the legal time frame. And I talked to the tax assessment office about it. I laid it out to them. I laid it out to you guys. I could not do it. Therefore, now I'm being punished by eliminating position when I had no control of officers leaving. I was going to do it until my second deputy retired. I had no idea. I was not known that was going to happen. So it was either push the sale back or give it to somebody else. And that's what happened. I just wasn't confident or comfortable doing it.
It's not a problem that you can't. I understand you communicated that you didn't have the staffing capacity to do it. Our issue is that we tax people for all the things that need to happen, and part of that is taxing the people of Jefferson County to provide that function. So when that function has to shift, we're not going to tax the people of Jefferson County twice to get one job done. So it's not punishment, Sheriff, it's putting those resources where the job is being executed.
But by eliminating the position, that's going to now leave me one short for next year, say when the tax season comes around.
And that's a valid point,
The issue.
but if you don't have the staff, or if we don't give you the resources to staff for that, then it won't be your job. Along with that, being relieved of the resources to do it, the task gets relieved of you as well. So we're moving the resources with the assignment, if you follow what I'm saying. And I would turn around back to you a year from now and say, you have one less person, still do the job. This is reacting to the fact that you can't do it reasonably, as you expressed, and I accept that. But the cost of that still exists, so we have to put those resources, or that money toward the effort that's executed. So, the other side of that coin is, then I shouldn't come back to you, 12 months from now, 10 months from now, saying, we expect you to do it. I think that would be inappropriate.
All I'm saying, tax papers is a bonus job for us. It is not anywhere that we are required to do unless it's a judicial sale. I feel like it's just my opinion, I feel like the sheriff's office is being punished for turning that away. That's just my opinion of it. The tax office gained 2 more open positions to help them. I'm glad they got that. They need it, that's great. They got a new computer program. We haven't had that in the past. I didn't get to experience that program. So, I'm not gonna fault any other office gaining out of it. I just feel like the sheriff's office is losing on all of this. I don't wanna see any positions being eliminated. I really don't. I'll read one more thing here and I promise I'll quit reading. As I stated before, I invest in my deputies, their careers, their well-being, and their future. I care deeply about all my deputies and their safety and the utmost importance. I want to safely return to my wife and children every night as well as send my deputies home to their families safely. I want to support my deputies and see them grow with the Jefferson County Sheriff's Office. All of us can work together to make the Sheriff's Office and county better. Let's create a better morale. We shouldn't just want people to work here, we should want them to grow here. As leaders, let's make it a top priority for our employees to feel supported, respected, and equipped to do their job well and to go home safe and proud. I ask you guys again to reconsider eliminating the deputy position, and I'll leave it at that. Thank you guys for your time.
All right, thank you, Sheriff.
Your comment, Mr. Chairman, your comment about taxing twice to get one done. I find it kind of interesting that you guys took the sheriffs away from doing the security at the county fair, but yet now we're sending how many thousands of dollars to the fair so that they can hire people from Clearfield County to come down to Jefferson County and do the work. That doesn't make sense to me.
Have you reviewed the budget? We gave the fair 0.
In the past, you've been given the money. This year, I haven't seen anything.
Well, it's the same budget that was exposed to the public and went through the public exposure process last fall.
That's fine, but
We
like I
get-
say, I don't go through the whole budget, all I worry about the budget is my department, all the other stuff is everything else. But in the past, you guys have been donating money to the fair to spend in Clifford County to grant security to come down. I just, that doesn't make sense to me.
Nor should it, nor did it to me, that's why it was zero this year.
And then the other thing, I find it really, really interesting that here you are using the security ordinance to get rid of a sheriff's deputy who's in charge of security.
Huh?
I didn't stutter.
That just didn't make any sense to me.
You're using the security ordinance where you can hire and fire people in their other offices and get back at people and get rid of the sheriff's deputy who are in charge of the security.
So,
You have my lawsuit against you guys coming up. And it's very interesting that a lawsuit coming out of the sheriff's department and I don't know what exactly the time frame. 3 or 4 days later, all of a sudden you're voting and call a special meeting of the election or the salary board to get rid of sheriff's deputy for punishment. That just seems awful interesting.
tie in the safety ordinance with this
You
action.
know exactly what it is. It says right in there, you have the right to hire and fire anybody in anybody's office. You know exactly what it says.
I will give you all the money in my pocket right now if you can show me the sentence in the ordinance that says that.
Just go to the last paragraph, it's pretty black and white.
There's money in my pocket, Jim. Show it to me, I'll wait.
You're saying about wasting money, you don't wanna waste money giving them an extra person. Let me throw just 2 or 3 little things out here. Here this spring, I was on you guys for almost, well, it was just a month to try to invest money into general fund. That we was getting up over $10 million. It took a month for you guys to get off center to allow me to invest money. That cost the taxpayers of Jefferson County almost $20,000. The 3 weeks worth was over $17,000, and that was at the low end interest rates, okay?
Patty, I'll send you the emails that we exchanged, and how long it took Mr. Van Steenberg to get around to responding to it, and also his failure to follow the instructions all the way through.
And when I talked to your $100,000 CFO, did nothing. I emailed her, okay? And she said, I'll get back to whatever. You guys then had a Pliget meeting, which we had there. I brought it up at that meeting, and it was over a week later that you gave me the thing to go to everything, but I forget the exact wording, and that's when I transferred it. The county lost pushing $20,000 in interest, okay? Liquid fuels, okay, which I know can't be used in general fund.
Does this have anything to do with
Yes,
the
it
motion on
does.
the floor?
You're talking about money. You're talking
No, I'm
about saving
talking
money.
about a
You're
position.
talking about money and wasting money. Liquid fuels, I've been told by your $100,000 CFO that we can't invest in Pliget with it. We can invest in Pliget. We're losing $50,000 a year in interest because she won't allow it to be put into Pliget money. I have an email from Pliget saying that the state auditors from PennDOT say, please use Pliget. And she says I can't do it.
Show me that.
That we can use it. Yeah.
No, show me the email from her saying you can't.
We had the meeting and she said.
No,
we
show me
no.
the email.
There was no email.
Because
She
you make
had the
things
meeting.
up, you make
We
things
had
up
the
out of
meeting
thin
over
air,
here when we
just
used to
like
have
the
meetings on it.
nonsense you just advanced about what the safety ordinance
No.
says that it doesn't say. Not gonna
That's
play
nothing
this
about
game,
the
Jim.
sa- that's nothing
These
about the
meetings
safety
don't
ordinance.
exist for your amusement.
That doesn't have anything to do with the safety of the
We are
ordinance.
here to discuss serious adult topics. Do you have anything to add?
Yeah, you're wasting a lot of money and then you're coming back and blaming these guys saying you wanna save money. It makes no sense. It makes no sense.
Good. Anything else?
I guess we'll see you at a hearing sometime. And then you have another hearing, and then you have another person you backed away from on a hearing because he was trying to take away vacation pay from people. And there's a third person right now getting ready to dump one on
No,
it.
let's-
It's gonna be fun. It's
No,
gonna
let's
be so
discuss
good.
that, because I have the court records of that hearing. We didn't back away, we won it.
But yet you turned around and gave everybody their vacation pay back?
No.
Yes, you did. You
No,
said
you
you're
didn't.
banking it. You
You
sent
saw
the
it.
email out and you banked it so they can have it. You took it away, and then after whatever, when a person said it, now all of a sudden it comes back that you're banking it
What
for
are
them.
you talking about? Are you
Vacation
just
pay.
making stuff
No.
up off the top of your head?
No, sir, you know exactly what it is.
Man, I'm afraid I don't.
And then the other portion is, who is the third, election board person now? Who was appointed? Has anybody been appointed to that?
This is the Board of Elections.
No, it isn't. You're off the board.
No, I'm not.
Yes, you are.
Jim.
I saw the letter where
this-
you have been removed.
This,
So that that can be investigated, and now that investigation for your improprieties is now going to the district attorney's
I will
office.
give you more money in my pocket. You show me the letter where I've been removed from the Board of Election. I'm on the Board of Election. I'd like you to
It
elaborate.
says you have been taken off of that chance. You've been
Show me
taken
that
off.
letter, Jim.
I'll bring it to you.
We've played this
Patty,
game.
Patty, I will email it
We've
to you.
played this game for 2 years where you just
Mhm.
make stuff up. Probation, waste money, and extradition, I'm gonna bring you the evidence.
Mhm.
You're breaking the law
I
on
never
hours
said
of
that.
operation.
I never
We
said
most certainly
probation.
did.
Now you're making stuff up.
You're
You're now making
you're
stuff
going to
up.
provide evidence on hours of operation. You're gonna
Mhm.
provide evidence against this and that. And you know what, Jim, when these meetings are over, you just disappear. And it never happens. Everything you said is patently false.
Yeah.
You can't prove a thing.
Yes,
But
I can, sir.
I'd like to stay on a particular issue though,
Mhm.
as you open the box. Let's talk about elected officials and their ethical conduct in the last election cycle.
That's why you've been removed off of the board.
I haven't been removed off the board.
Yes, you have. You've been removed.
I'm
off
not
of
gonna
that
play
situation.
this fourth grade
You're
walkthrough
not,
game
you're
with
not
you.
allowed to be on the investigation of the committee because they're investigating you.
All of this has been referred to the district
Mhm.
attorney, but let's talk about ethical behavior in election process. 1, 2.
Go for it.
We still have a quorum. I'm gonna step out of the room for a minute. Just in case this came up, I put my homework in the lunchroom.
Can I just make one comment over all this? Can we just have the vote? This is my guy's safety, my guy's lives. Let's just do the vote. We can argue later. Let's just bring the vote aboard and get it done,
The
please.
question is ethical behavior by an elected official in the room in the last election cycle. What is that?
That's our dog license notice.
What information is on it?
All the information on the dog to do a renewal letter to buy their dog license.
What information is on there has nothing to do with anything to do with a dog license.
The whole thing is, it's a letter from my office to, I guess you redacted names off of
I
it,
bet I did.
to whoever, and that they bought a bunch of senior licenses.
What's on there has nothing to do with it.
Nothing.
Whose image is on that?
My deputy treasurer,
Why?
because she's a part of the office.
Why do you permit her to do that?
We put dog pictures of treasurers all over the state, put their different dogs, they have contests and everything.
And do
This
they have the
one-
picture of a candidate for office?
This was done long before she announced for being a candidate.
Oh, no, it wasn't.
Yeah,
She
it
announced,
was,
no, she announced last fall, came to the Republican banquet, told
And this
everyone
was
she was
done-
running for office.
this was done
That
long
was
before that.
issued-
But
no.
even if it is, she is a city deputy treasurer and you're allowed to do
And
that.
that is an in-kind contribution.
No, it isn't.
Yes, it is. Her image went out
No.
on thousands of documents.
Nope, that is totally
Yes, it
legal.
did.
Pardon?
Yes, it did. Tell
Yes,
me
it
it
did.
didn't
It went to
happen.
every dog owner in the county. There's no
Right,
doubt
that
about
is
it.
an in-kind contribution. Why?
Because,
That was a taxpayer expense.
no, it wasn't.
Who paid for it?
The company.
The
Dog
company
law-
did
dog
not
law
pay
paid
that
for it.
piece of paper.
Dog
the
law
paper,
paid for that.
And
The
who
county-
paid them? The people
The
of
tax-
Jefferson
no,
County.
the
That
tax-
is an in-kind contribution by the
No, it is
treasurer
not.
to a candidate paid for by the taxpayers of Jefferson County.
No, it
At
is
your
not.
direction.
No, it is not.
What
It's
is
not.
it?
It's an advertisement to come buy your dog license. With Renee's picture
Look,
on it.
I'm done with your nonsense. you come to these meetings and these are just opportunities for you to spew nonsense. And what's gonna happen, Jim, you're gonna disappear after the meeting. And all the things that you promised
Oh,
aren't
we're not
gonna
disappearing.
materialize. None of it's going to because they don't exist.
You
I
really,
wouldn't say if they-
you really
I
seem
wouldn't
to
say
be
they
having
didn't.
some strong emotional
I'm
issues
not
here.
having this discussion with you because you're a time waster, Jim, and you're a money waster.
You really seem to be having some strong emotions here. Maybe we ought to
Oh, I
take-
certainly
maybe we
do.
ought to take back
I
a
am
little bit and
I am
think about it.
charged with the responsibility of a $35 million corporation. And I'm talking to the treasurer who wants to talk about dog licenses,
You're
lawsuits,
the one who wants to talk
elections,
about dog
and
licenses.
you
Mhm.
don't ever want to come here and talk about money.
I am talking about money today, how you guys have been wasting different positions. I throw it right to you. Throw it right to you. I got the letters from Pliget with the dates and I had them figure out the interest.
You show me the letter from the CFO saying you can't do it.
We didn't do a letter, we did it back there.
Sure.
That
Anything-
is why we had to put it into
Every,
checking accounts, separate checking accounts where we're getting 1 point of interest on.
every issue
1
that
point
is
of
linked to
interest.
fact has no connection to provable evidence. This is what evidence looks like.
That's not even evidence of the dog license.
Thank you. With the image of an active candidate under your control, an
No, she
in-kind
was-
contribution
she was
paid
not.
for by the
You are-
taxpayers.
Now technically, even if that train of thought is correct, you are not an active candidate until you file. But
These
in the course
continue
of
to
the
go
law-
out after
they
she,
didn't. No,
oh,
they
yes,
didn't.
they
They
went out,
didn't.
they
They went out in
continue to go
December.
out.
They went out in December.
They went out in
One time.
December. No, they didn't, Jim. Watch yourself. Mr. Auditor, Madam Auditor, pay attention. I'm going to ask the auditors to review exactly what the treasurer just said. These images went out on receipts only issued in December. I'd like the
Those are
matter
not,
reviewed.
those are not receipts, those are dog license notifications to buy. Dog law, Pennsylvania Department of
These are
Agriculture
receipts.
pays for them to do their thing. That is a
Look.
notification.
In the Milky Way galaxy of planet Earth in the year 2025, these words, receipt for Jefferson County 2025 dog license, I didn't make it up. It's the words under your name next to the picture of your deputy who is running for office. Are there any other discussions on the motion before us? Could we have a vote?
Mr. North?
Yes.
Mr. Hume? Mr. Sargent?
Yes.
Mr. Van Steenberg?
No.
Mr. Barton?
No.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, the next item to consider is a motion to eliminate the role of sheriff's sergeant in the sheriff's office.
Make that motion.
Properly moved and second. Any discussion?
Can't please.
Please, Sheriff.
Sergeant position. I haven't filled the open position of sergeant due to staffing issues and trying to fill the other positions first. I'm very selective on this position and will not promote someone just to fill the position. The sergeant position requires the knowledge and the right character of the person to make the position work properly for why it's needed. The sergeant position hasn't cost the county any additional finance requirements while being vacant. Eliminating an open ranking position in a sheriff's department may seem like a budget fix or a way to streamline operations, but it often creates serious long-term consequences, especially for morale, structure, and operational capacity. Ranking positions are critical for supervision, mentorship, and accountability. Without them, deputies may lack clear direction, leading to disorganization, confusion, and inconsistent enforcement. Duties fall to other leaders who are already stretched thin. This accelerates burnout and lowers performance, which can ripple down the chain of command. Deputies may feel there's no upward mobility, which affects retention and motivation. Eliminating a ranking position can be seen as the department giving up or investing in a leadership. It signals growth and production and not priorities. While eliminating rank may save money short term, it often leads to more overtime costs, increased liability for poor supervision, and higher turnover and increased recruiting/training expenses. That's all I have, sir.
Thank you, Sheriff. Any other questions or comments? Hearing none, we'll call the question.
Mr. North,
Yes.
Mr. Hume,
Yes.
Mr. Sargent.
Yes.
Mr. Van Steenberg,
No.
Mr. Bartley.
No.
Okay. Do we have any other business? Anything from the public? Patty? Did you have a good meeting? No? Come on. The only thing I would like to add is, Sheriff, want to remind you, point out that your chief deputy by the salary board is to work a 35-hour week. And that hasn't been the case, so.
I would also state if he does that, he would actually take a decrease in pay for being promoted. That's very disrespectful to hold that position.
I can't change the salary board action without salary board action.
If
Salary.
you guys want to take away my office and just do it, I mean, I'm tired of being treated like crap here. It's
This-
over with. The meeting's done. I'll make it be 35 hours. He can try to survive on what he gets paid and what he does. Thank you, guys. I'm done with it. You can remind me anymore. Thank you.
Is there any other business? Okay. We have a motion. Any discussion? All in favor? Opposed? Motion carried.
Do you have any questions for the gentleman? You say you're the president.
Sure.
Morning.
Today.
Never mind.